I responded very well to treatment. My clinical, my viral load plummeted, and I became undetectable very quickly, and my CD4 shot up with a huge high percentage. Now, whether it had done it anyway, of course, we don't know, but it was rather gratifying to see that, and I certainly felt very well. In fact, I almost felt a fraud. I had no obvious signs and symptoms that I had a major disease.
I had a terrible reaction to the first medication they gave us. Quite spectacular. Sitting there watching a rash just grow up my body while I was at work. I was like, oh my goodness. So I was taken off that and put onto another one, and I had no side effects, so that wasn't difficult.
I've
never been one for taking pills. Even if I had a headache, I was bad at taking anything for it. But now there was a real reason for me to take medicines. I had to take them because it was serious, so I took them. I have faith that the treatment will help in the sense of stopping the virus from advancing. That gives me some peace.
Tranquilo, no?
Tomar medicamento aqui pra mim é o ó, porque eu me sinto assim tão pra cima, tão numa boa, que eu esqueço do medicamento. E tem que tomar religiosamente no mesmo horário todo dia. E eu esqueço, porque isso pra mim, o HIV assim pra mim na minha vida, é como se não existisse. Então eu não tenho doença, então não tem doença, não tem que tomar remédio. E eu esqueço do remédio às vezes, confesso que eu esqueço do remédio sim.
I was happy to be on it for 12 months. I was taking a variety of medications. I took them religiously as if I had to take them and it just wasn't part of a testing program. I didn't know that it would help me in the long term. I knew psychologically it would help me in the short term, and that's precisely why I did it.
Not only were they potentially taking the medicine 12 hours apart, and each time they were taking the medicine was a reminder of that recent infection, I've got HIV, I've got HIV, but then the potential for the side effects that were associated with that medicine as well, and dealing with that as well as the side effects of a recent HIV infection. A lot of individuals struggled during this period of time.
During that 12-month process, I was ill a number of times. On unrelated issues, I ended up in the hospital for a couple of days. I was very much run down, and it was possibly a reaction to the medication. The scariest part was I didn't know if it was the medication or if this was just what I had thought was the beginning of the end.
A lot of the management with regards to dealing with the issues of taking medicines at this period of time, as well as the emotional issues, was just that dealing with the side effects of the medicines. So a lot of people had nausea, a lot of people had diarrhea. So just giving medical management for that, as well as emotional support, whether that be from myself, from the medic that was involved in the trial, as well as liaising with our psychology or psychiatric departments in-house to provide that support for individuals. A lot of times these individuals just wanted to talk, and I was there always to listen to them about any issues that came about.
Com a primeira medicação eu tive sim, eu tinha muito enjoo, diarreia, era um inferno, mas depois eu arrumei um trio aí que eu nem sei, olha, você vê que eu não sei nem o nome do remédio que eu tomo, que eu nem me preocupo com isso, nem quero saber, o remédio é uma belezinha, não tem nada, eu tomo 2 branquinhos, só sei isso, 2 branquinhos, um azul e um amarelo, o remédio é o meu amante, todo dia eu tenho que encontrar com o meu amante. E pronto, não tem problema nenhum. Eu faço tudo numa boa, não tem problema nenhum com isso.
It was never a problem in the morning, but sometimes I might be sitting here watching television and about, I think it was 9 or 10 o'clock at night, my alarm would go off and I'd suddenly think, here we go again, and it was almost to get up and go to the kitchen. Yes. Yeah, which is interesting, and it is. I think it is just a reminder of what's happening.
Some of them, they were not taking their medication properly. They'll be lying, saying to you they're taking the medication. Others, they were taking their treatment very well, but others, they had to stop because they said they were afraid of a resistance and other stigma that the family member will see them taking their treatment.
The stigma is still very strong in the community, judging by the fact that my clients, when the time came that we referred them to the clinic for ARVs, they would say they don't want to go. They would say, rather, sister, give me a clinic that is far away from where I stay, where I will not be identified as so and so, and where I'm likely not to meet anybody that stays next to where I stay. So that tells you that the stigma is still very strong.